So I don't know, what's your take on that? Well, one thing that I'm happy about is that I see that at least our main journals seem to be going up, and apparently JIPS now is impact factor is even higher than AMR or AMJ. But then we have the journals below it, and it's not quite clear which one is sort of the second best, depending on which system you look at. What's your sort of take at the rankings of the IB journals?
Well, I'll start with something really shocking, or at least that might shock the audience. I've not looked at any of those rankings this year. And I stopped looking at them a couple of years ago because I felt they were getting increasingly pointless. And I'll try and explain why. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be happy about the fact that IB journals are now as highly ranked as mainstream general management journals. That's wonderful. I'm happy with that. But we should be very conscious of the limitations of the journal impact factor. The journal impact factor measures the average number of citations to a paper in a year. That means if we get one very highly cited paper that year, the journal impact factor might go from 6 to 8 or 9.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Does it mean the journal has suddenly become much better and should count for your tenure just because one person somewhere in the world has published an article in that journal that everyone likes and cited highly? So I think we are often placing too much importance on these numbers. Looking at them in 3 decimals, whereas this is measuring, tries to measure the underlying property of quality, but I don't think you can actually do that.
So yes, traditionally we measure the quality of the publication by the quality of the journal where it appeared, and the quality of the journal is measured basically by how frequently on average a paper is cited there, which means that there may be a blockbuster publication there that changes the ranking of the journal, and somehow that presumably affects the quality of my work. We presume that the review process is so objective and so honest that if I have a publication in JIPS or AMR, it automatically means my work is good. And the reality is that sometimes my work may be very bad. I was just lucky to get it published there. And vice versa, if something appeared in a lower tier journal but gets a lot of citations, shouldn't that be recognized as more? Especially given that the publications in top journals sort of have an unfair advantage. Everybody reads them because there are so many you have to sort of filter. So there is definitely something kind of fundamentally wrong with using the journal impact factor as an indicator of my worth. So it just doesn't seem to be right.